guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and today I'm going to be doing a 29-week pregnancy update. I was a little unsure how I wanted to do the updates. For instance, today's my 30-week. Today I'm actually 30 weeks pregnant, but the reason I wanted to talk about the week prior is so that I could kind of compare like symptoms and everything that I had for the whole week, and I'd have symptoms or any of that to share with you instead of doing it the day of I turn, that many weeks, because at that point I haven't really experienced any symptoms because it's the day of. So we'll do 29-week update, and then next week I can do a 30-week update if I notice any differences in symptoms or any of that. So I got my meal of water, and I'll probably have to use the bathroom like 10 times within this video, so I won't feel bad if you have to do the same. So I'm gonna start with talking about baby, and then we'll talk about mom, and then I'll talk about the appointment that I recently had with my growth scan and all of that. So starting with baby, and I'm using the Ovia app. I've used this app for years. I used it with my menstrual cycle, with my first pregnancy, and I'm using it again, and I absolutely love it. So check it out if you do not have this app yet. So it says, even though baby is about 16 inches tall, the size of a pineapple, and pretty close to birth height, she's still weighing in at almost 3 pounds. So she still has a lot of fat to pack on in the next 11 weeks. Baby's muscles and lungs continue to mature, and she still has plenty of weight to gain. Baby will still be kicking it up and moving around in the womb, so keep paying attention to her movements. So as far as baby, 16 inches to me is pretty tall. My first was 21 inches, and it's crazy to think that we're very close to the end already. So it says, as far as mom, it says your body is releasing hormones that relax your muscle tissues in preparation for delivering baby, which can slow your digestion. So you could be feeling the effects of acid indigestion. There are a lot of things you can do to limit the impact acid reflux has on your life, from switching to smaller, more frequent meals than you're used to lying on your left side when you sleep. It says varicose veins are another issue that plague many women during the third trimester, so try to avoid heavy physical stress and keep good circulation. Try to eat lots of fiber to deal with constipation. It also says the third trimester can also really mess with your head in the form of headaches and forgetfulness. I have used a few other apps, and it pretty much says the same thing for baby and mom. But I did want to get into, I guess we'll start with the appointment, how my appointment went, and then the growth scan and all of that. So as far as baby, for the growth scan, everything is looking great. I got to see her. I did have a sonogram, and they did the whole growth scan and kind of like an estimate as far as her height and weight and all of that, and they just kind of tell you if the baby's looking a little overweight or underweight and all of that, and how your baby, if the baby's growing on schedule or not. So my baby is, from what they said, 16 inches long already, which is exactly what the app says, and she is weighing 3 pounds and 2 ounces. So doctor thought that was perfect. Baby's doing great. As far as me, I'm gonna go into my notes because I put down all the symptoms I was feeling. As far as the appointment, everything went great. One of the symptoms that I did experience in the 29 weeks was thinking that I had an umbilical hernia. So the best way I can describe this is when I would shower and the water would hit my belly button, I noticed it very sensitive, and I kind of thought, well, my belly button is sensitive to begin with, so that's probably not anything. But I noticed that when I'd get up or I'd bend down, I did have a little bit of pain in that area, and so it concerned me a little bit, and I did stop like all exercise and all of that just in case that I did have a hernia. I wanted to talk to my doctor first. So at the appointment, I let her know how I was feeling. She had me do like a few different things to check, and she had me like sit up halfway. What else? I guess she felt with her hands, and then she had me lay back, and she said that if I did have an umbilical hernia, that you'd feel like a bulge coming out of your belly button. And so she said that I was clear, I didn't have a hernia, and she did say that we do have umbilical nerves where the baby kicks, and sometimes the way that they're laying in your womb, that it can make it seem as if you have a hernia and you really don't. So I was so thankful to hear that, because I was worried. Of course, Google is not our best friend, so I Googled all these different possibilities of what it could be, and one of the main things it says is that yes, you can have a natural birth or delivery, but a lot of the times if it starts to grow more, then you have to do C-section and all this. So I just did not want to have a C-section if at all possible. So of course that worried me, but everything is fine and clear now, and that's very good to hear. Another symptom that I experienced in 29 weeks is lack of motivation. And I do remember feeling tired my first pregnancy. Obviously, I'm in the third trimester, so I know that a lot of the times, this is when the fatigue starts setting in, and I do remember napping with my first pregnancy, but this is like a whole other level that I reached, that I was just not motivated the whole week. Like, I did not feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like cooking. I didn't feel like just getting off the couch. But funny enough, another symptom I experienced that I guess I started maybe 2 weeks ago, like 27 weeks or so, but it started to really kick into gear is nesting. And it's funny that I say that because I have zero motivation, but when it comes to like organizing, or if I see a mess on the table, I will get anxious. And I think that's kind of weird, like how, I don't have any motivation, but if it's for getting up and cleaning the table or organizing the pantry or organizing the fridge, I will do it. And I feel like that's all my mind is thinking about right now. And I know I even talked to my mom about it, and she's like, Ashley, nesting is a real thing. She had 5 kids, and she said with all 5 of them, once I hit the 3rd trimester, she goes, I just wanted to clean. I didn't want to do anything else but clean. I didn't even want to cook. She said, I just wanted to clean, and prepare for the baby to come. She goes, so don't feel guilty. It's totally normal, and definitely one of those things that I was starting to feel guilty about. But I realized that if I do take like naps during the day, like I'll take one nap with my daughter when it's her afternoon nap, and I notice that when I wake up, I do somewhat feel that motivation to do other things. So I'm just kind of dealing with that and balancing the nesting feeling and not letting it get to me, because I'm telling you, I'll see mess on the table and I get anxious. And so it's just, I don't remember it being this bad with my first, but I'm just trying to deal with it, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that's dealt with nesting this bad. So let's see, the 4th symptom has been constipation, and that is one thing that I noticed in the app. It said that I was going to be probably experiencing that through 29 weeks. And yes, I did experience constipation, and I do have the natural calm, which is magnesium, but I have to say that I've been slacking on taking it. So starting tonight, I'm going to be starting to make some tea at night and drinking the natural calm to see if that helps with easing constipation, because it's no fun. It's no fun feeling bloated on top of you feeling your belly getting bigger with baby and all. So if you haven't tried natural calm, I recommend trying that if you are experiencing any sort of constipation at this time for your 29 weeks or any time around the 3rd trimester. And then my last symptom, I don't know that this is necessarily a symptom, but I guess because of the lack of motivation and not wanting to do anything, I was forgetting to drink water. And I know how important it is to be drinking water, especially at this time. And I would pass by where I have our water dispenser, and I would just forget. I would forget. And there was some times that at night I was like, oh my gosh, I did not drink 1 drop of water today. And the next day I'd say I'm going to drink more water, and the same thing would happen. And I'm just that's one of the things that I'm really going to be working on, especially as we get closer to the end, because I know that throughout the whole pregnancy you need water, but I don't know what it is that I will just forget. And that I noticed that this whole past week, but I do think it has to do a lot with the motivation. So what I did today that has helped a lot is I filled up, my husband has like an Arctic jug, and it's like 64 ounces. So I filled all of that with water, and I've left it on the counter, and I'm just refilling this little mule that I have here. I'm just refilling it and then just drinking from that, because I'll just forget. And I know I'm not the only one, again, that has experienced that. So this is my reminder to you to get up and get some water. But anyway, those are the symptoms that I have experienced for this week. If you are experiencing any similar symptoms, let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions as far as any other pregnancy related question, then please leave a comment down below as well. And let's go ahead and get into the belly shot. So this is currently my 29/30 week bump at the moment. And it's kind of crazy to think that there is a baby in there. I mean, I know I've had a baby already, but I've really enjoyed feeling all the movements and seeing how my belly has changed and grown, and to think that I'm nourishing a body in there. So that is it. That's my belly. But I really want to thank you for stopping by my channel today. I hope that you enjoyed listening to the symptoms and comparing. I know I love watching these pregnancy updates. It just kind of helps me to feel like I'm not alone. And obviously I know I'm not. There's so many women out there currently pregnant. But at the time, especially at this time, and you know, all that's going on in the world, us being at home and just feeling a little isolated, you know, I turn to these videos to watch other moms on YouTube and just to remind myself that I'm not alone and I'm not the only one experiencing these fears, you know, of pregnancy and all that's going on. So thank you again for stopping by. If you like this video, please subscribe. I'll be doing more updates for pregnancy related, and I also do put other content. But thanks again for stopping, and I will see you in my next pregnancy update. Bye.